Thank y'all so much for tuning back into my channel. Listen, my name is Charmaine Marie, your angelic healing practitioner. And listen, y'all, I am back because I have another episode. I'm doing a whole series on energy vampires, right? Because my mission is to help you women to reclaim their peace, protect their spirit, and to walk in alignment with God's purpose for their life, right? So one thing I want to do, I'm not coming on here, no, to bash men, but I am coming to make you aware. I am here to bring awareness, okay? Because there are energy vampires in men. And I want to make you aware of this because when his words never match his actions, okay? This is the broken promiser. I mean, he breaks promises. So have you ever met a man, he makes promises, but he never followed through, right? He is an energy vampire. He feeds off of your hope. I'll call you. I'll take you out. I remember I had a guy tell me, I'm going to take you out. A whole month later, the fool never took me out. Never took me out. He didn't never even have no money to take me out. And then when he did try to take me out, it was like to Arby's or something. It wasn't like, I'm like, what? What is this? You know? I don't even eat Arby's. Listen, that's just a ghetto day in itself altogether. But listen, let me say this. They'll tell you, I'll do better. They'll keep you waiting in disappointment, right? So listen, Proverbs 13:12, though, it says, hope deferred makes your heart sick. It'll make you sick. This is why you got to guard your heart and you got to stop entertaining words without works, okay? Because a man's consistency, it reveals his true spirit. You ain't got time for people that be breaking promises, okay? Listen. So then you got the other energy vampire, okay, in the man, which is the jealous spirit. Listen, it's a lot of men. You'll be surprised how many men out there actually hate women. They hate women. They didn't have a good relationship with their mom, and their mama did something to them, or they seen how women operated with other men, and dog men out, and now they think every woman is like this. Listen. You got this man. You got some men. I'm gonna say this. They have a jealous spirit, okay? He's intimidated by you shining, okay? But y'all supposed to be one. Y'all married. You helping elevate this man. You done took this man from the pit to the palace. Yet this man has a jealous spirit, okay? He intimidated by your shine. But see, when you shine, he shine. He didn't understand that though. So listen, let me say this. Not every man celebrates your success. Let me say this. This ain't no fairy tale either, baby. This is the truth about love, and it's the truth about life, okay? Listen, you got some men, they ain't going to celebrate your success. Some, they feel threatened by you, okay? I'm going to just keep it real. This is the jealous spirit. He belittles you. Yep. Have you ever had a man try to belittle you on the low? Try to kill your self-esteem, right? They withdraw, okay, when you accomplish something. They can't stand to see you accomplish anything in this life. They never rooting for you, okay? Because, listen, they don't want you to have nothing anyway. They want you to just shut up. They want you to just be quiet. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to be a naive woman, right? So, listen, they always trying to belittle you so they can try to kill your confidence, so they can make you feel small, like God ain't working through you, like God ain't working with you, like God don't deal with the woman in secret, like God don't share his secrets with the woman. Okay? Listen, let me say this. Because it says envy and strife is, there is confusion. You got confusion and you got every evil work. So if he can't clap for you, he doesn't deserve a seat in your front row, right? So he withdraw. Every time you accomplish something, this man withdraw, okay? Or he try to compete with you. You got a whole lot of relationships that are in competition with one another, right? Instead of a man covering you, he'll compete with you. And so then you got this other energy vampire, right? And it's the confuser. When he says one thing and he does another. So this vampire thrives on confusion. He gives mixed signals. He says he loves you, but he won't commit. The man can't commit. He ain't gonna commit. He don't want to commit. Listen, don't care about the marital institution of God. So listen, he leaves you questioning, where do you stand? So 1 Corinthians 14:33, it says, for God is not the author of confusion, right? But is a God of peace. So if a man brings you more questions than answers, he know more about you than you know about him. You can go, he can come to your house, but you can't go to his house. He ain't even got no house. Listen. Recognize the spirit at work and walk away with clarity, okay? So then listen, you got this narcissist. Yeah, let's talk about the narcissist. Yeah. Because the narcissists, they jealous too. They want to compete with you. They want to destiny swap with you. They don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you grow in the things of God. They want to keep you stuck. They want to keep you stagnant, the narcissists. They don't know how to move forward in the things of God, right? All they know how to do is talk a good game, right? But see, they can't listen. They can't listen. They always writing checks with their mouth that they can't cash. Let me say that. So listen, I love talking about the narcissists, right? Because see, I know how narcissists move, right? Listen, when love feels like worshiping him, they want you to work. They want all the attention, like a baby. Listen, the narcissist is an energy vampire who thrives on control. They want to control you. They want to control your finances. They want to control what you eat. They want to control where you go, what you do, who you're talking to. They want to try to listen. They want admiration. Yeah, because they lovers of themselves, right? Everything revolves around the narcissist, this man. Okay, your needs are ignored. They don't care about what you need. All they want you to do is they want you to take care of them. They want you to carry all their burdens, right? Okay, listen. And then your voice. They can't stand to hear your voice. They can't stand to hear you speak. They hate it. So listen, 2 Timothy 3:2 warns us. For men should be lovers of their own self. They should be covetous. They are boasters. They are proud. True love doesn't idolize itself. It does not. It protects. Listen, you got to protect your spirit from men who demand worship. Some of these men out here, they want you to worship them. They don't want no partnership. They want you to, they demand worship instead of a partnership. Okay? That's what they want you to do. They want you to admire them. They want to be your God. Yeah. Well, guess what? Listen, I ain't even gonna go there. Listen, the spiritually dead man, okay? Spiritually, when he ain't got no prayer life. This man don't know how to pray. He ain't got no prayer life. He ain't talking to God. He ain't going before God. He ain't trying to fast before God. He ain't making consecration before God. He ain't getting on his knees. He ain't crying out to God. He think he too good to have a prayer life with God. He too good to open up his Bible to cover his family in prayer. I'm talking about the spiritually dead man. I'm talking about the man that's in the assembly of the dead. A spiritually dead man. Listen, it's an open door for darkness. He doesn't pray. He don't cover you. Listen, and he pulls you away from your walk with God. See, I've been with somebody like that, and I know what it feels like. I know what it's like to be with a man that's spiritually dead in Christ. Okay? The Bible said, how can two walk together except they be agreed? So sis, listen, if he's not aligned spiritually, he'll drag you down. He'll drag you down. He'll make you lose everything you built with your hands. This is a spiritually dead man. Everything you built for your family will come crumbling down. I'm the perfect candidate to tell you it is so. So listen, choose a man who lifts you up in prayer. Not one who drains your soul. Not one that's going to be a distraction to your walk with God. But I'm talking about a man that's going to lift you up in prayer. Okay? Listen. I know what I'm talking about. That's why patience is a virtue. Yeah. I ain't talking about the flirt either. Not the flirt. Nope. He flirting, but he ain't got, without focus. Without focus. He want attention, but not commitment. Okay? So let's talk about the flirt without focus, right? He's smooth. He charmed. He always know the right thing to say. But here's the problem. His words. These men, these men out here, their words don't line up with their actions. His words never lead to action. They don't know how to take action in their own life. So how they going to take action in your life? How they going to rule and reign over your life as a king? Listen. Listen, let me say this. Listen, y'all better know what type of man you got ruling and reigning over you. Yup. And one thing somebody always told me is the woman got the power to choose what type of man she wants. So you better choose wisely. So listen to this. He feeds off your admiration but never invests in your growth. And the Bible warns us in Proverbs 26 and 23 that smooth words may hide a wicked heart. So you got to protect your heart. You don't have to be a fan of his audience, okay? You are a queen. You ain't no cheerleader. You ain't got time. You ain't got time for the dream killer either. A man who want to talk you out of your purpose. This type of energy vampire shows up as a dream killer. You share your vision, and instead of encouragement, he want to plant doubt. He'll say things like, that's too hard. You know Trump. He about to cut out all the grants for the nonprofits. He a dream killer. You got men out here, they'll kill your dreams, but they ain't gonna support them. That's too hard. Listen, they'll say you can't really do that. But Romans 8 and 31 says, if God is for us, who can be against us? Beloved. So guess what? You got to guard your dreams. Because why? They're sacred seeds. They're seeds. They're seeds, right? So listen, don't let anyone poison the soil where God has planted you. So then you got the controller. Disguised as love, but it's control. The controller, he uses the mask of love to dominate your choices. He wants to dictate who you talk to, what you do, and even how you think. But that's not love, that's bondage, baby. That's bondage. And some of them like to make you their sex slaves. Yeah. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 3 and 17, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. There is liberty. I'm going to shame the devil today. So if a relationship makes you feel caged in, okay, and you instead of free, it is not of God. You are living in bondage, okay? And God came to set the captives free, okay? So listen, I'm talking about the man that's the victim. He always the victim, never accountable. Have you met the man who's always the victim? Yeah, nothing is ever his fault. Nothing is ever this in his life, his ex, his job. Everyone else is to blame but him. When he know he a drama king, he drains you by demanding pity instead of taking responsibility for his choices and his actions. But see, Galatians 6 and 5, I told y'all what it said. It said each one should carry his own load. Don't become his crutch, Because why? You were called to be a partner. You wasn't called to be his parent. So then you got the pretender. He pretends to be godly. Yeah, you got godly man pretending to be a man of God. Yeah, but his fruits tell the truth. This one is real dangerous right here. You better watch out for the one that pretends to be godly. Yeah, the pretender, the great pretender. Yeah, I call them transformers, right? So he knows church language. And he can quote a scripture, but his life shows no fruit. And Jesus said in Matthew 7 and 16, he said, by their fruit you shall know them. So a real man of God, he doesn't just talk about it, but baby, watch his actions because he going to be about it, okay? Not his captions. I ain't talking about his captions, but what I'm talking about is his actions. That's what we're talking about over here. So guess what? I'm talking about these energy vampires in men. I'm telling y'all what I know. I'm telling y'all. It's so true. You got to be so careful out here in these streets. Okay? Be careful. be careful out here in these streets. And you better be careful out here in these churches, right? So listen, y'all. Listen. And then you got some men, they like to keep you small on purpose. Okay? They want to plant fear. You can't do that. That's too big. What if you fail? They feed your fear so you won't walk in faith. But God is not giving us the spirit of fear. So you got to recognize the difference. Fear is bondage and faith is freedom. So you ain't got time. You can't be letting people, listen, don't let anybody feed your fears. You ain't got time for that. You ain't got time. And so guess what? Then you got the smooth talker. Remember I talked smooth operator when words manipulate. Beware of smooth talkers. They say all the right things, but see, their actions don't never match up. They say one thing and they do something else. I told y'all, these people out here, they say that they love you and they lying. Stop believing people when they say they love you. If somebody love you, baby, they gonna show up for you. I don't care where you at. I don't care what land, country, town, state, or county you in. They gonna show up for you. Okay? Listen, I know what I'm talking about. This ain't no fairy tale either. This ain't no fairy tale, baby. This is the truth about love, and it's the truth about life. So you got to beware of energy vampires and men. You got to protect your energy, okay? You got to reclaim your peace, and you got to learn how to walk in your purpose with God. Stop running after a man and run after God. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't know who this message is for, but God got me going here today. But listen, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be back, y'all. I'm going to be back. I got more angelic, intuitive messages. I got so many downloads to drop. It ain't even funny. So make sure y'all stay tuned. I love y'all much.